Hello. We're starting a little late. We were going to start about 7 minutes ago. We're having technical difficulties with Periscope, so I don't know if this is going to be available on Periscope. If not, it will be online on all the forums as always. Okay, so welcome to June 23rd, 2016, Roundtable 6, Give Business a Break. The original 21st Century Vision Business Roundtable. A New York City meetup broadcasting independently from a meeting room at the Science, Industry, and Business Library branch of the New York Public Library on Madison Avenue, New York City. Thanks for dropping in. 45 minutes once a month talking about business relevancies. I'm host Loretta Jones, CEO of New York Gold Tours. And these 21st Century Vision, somewhat social media events accommodate 9 business leaders who RSVP on meetup.com to share local to global from here with me. Come to one or come to all. I'll read talking points that I've written out into 3 few-minute segments that invite experts or anyone concerning business at all to join in, then 3 10-minute discussions. Later, use video of the roundtable to structure talks in your own organizations. Free on Periscope, Skype, YouTube, Google+, and Facebook. Join on Periscope and follow New York Gold Tours on Twitter. So we'll begin. And before we begin, I sometimes like to share books and reading material on the subject, since I'm in the library, which I love. So I have today magazines, and this is on the theme of weekend for business, and that one's Go Away, Road Track, and some people like to hit the road on weekends. And speaking of road and cars, this is Apple Car. Okay, and then some people like to cook and all about food. And some people like wildlife, to explore wildlife. I notice the trends in business to get, with these exploration events to go into wild territories and things. And anyway, national parks, and people love the parks and outdoors. Okay, so in the mindset of weekend for ourselves, we'll start to think about it for business. Okay, so the first segment, talking points, a little bit of weekend's all you need. As I wrote this, I was listening to birds outside my window while I began to type some talking points here for this roundtable. There's a backyard garden behind our building with trees that attract sparrows, finches, blue jays, and doves. It's rare here in Manhattan, especially for workplaces, to have such acoustics, but the boom in rooftop gardens, indoor greeneries, outdoor meeting environments, etc., speaks to importance. When we grow up hearing birds like in suburbs, we might not even notice their presence or relaxing effect. We know the delight of music and choose overhead varieties conducive to productivity, welcoming visitors, any that affect space and what's performed in that space. From a past roundtable, Unlocking Creativity, we know there's a natural blank space to creativity when considering creativity a natural occurrence. So to consider silence or natural music like a bird singing, as small a break to overhead music, let's say, may better mindset, stance, and glory, as well as any other refreshment, right? Silence not quite what you picture when that Friday bell tolls. Think of how most of us do go about our way when the end of the day hits, or the end of the work week. So heed that in human life form's natural rhythm, humans keeping us in business, right? Generally, we're in this world alone, just lucky enough to have others to be with, to go through it with. Friends, family, co-workers. We may enjoy. Worth picturing some birds, some trees, and chirping. Weekends are important. They strengthen the work we did during the week. During a workday, a weekend practice exercise might be the boost a busy day needs. What about keeping a book of Tahiti on your desk? Just a glance at it may make your soul smile. I have a book here that I can show you, like it's Tropical Gardens. You might not have a garden space in the back of your office or workspace, but keeping a book like this on your desk, where even on the spine, I don't know if the video here is capturing it, you can see part of the front cover on the spine. They carry it over onto the spine, so you can see the outdoor garden on it. Even keeping something like that on your desk can give you just that little bit of refreshment that you might need. You'd be surprised. Like I said, just a glance of it may make your soul smile. How important are weekends to you? Do most of us work more than 5 days a week, or are we pretty much giving ourselves time off? Before we discuss that, a quote written in the Bible, "Though our outward perish, yet the inward is renewed day by day." So now we'll take 10 minutes to discuss, give business a break. First talking points, how well do you weekend? So at this point, if you're watching this video not live, you can pause and then begin again before the second segment. And during the pause, you can have discussions in your own workplaces. I'm going to assume at this point that Periscope is not broadcasting. So I'm just going to continue into the second talking points segment, mindset, stance, and glory. I don't know about any of you, but I know for me, I have to discipline weekends into my schedule. I'm much more inclined to work through the week, so I make it a point to regulate weekends to be as important as the rest of the week. When we have a good mindset about the work we're doing, we can mind the store and take a break too. When we know our work well and understand the dynamics it involves and affects, and then take a break, our stance maintains all that knowledge and understanding and just improves. A healthy and strong stance, rooted in its own principles and standards, betters its mission with a small break. But can we see that for our products? Can we liberate our products and businesses as much? Our point of weekend as important isn't to come back on Monday with Bermuda shorts on, the company attire, and pass out pina coladas at 4. So don't worry, this exercise isn't to see your product in a whole new, relaxed version way, though you might. It's simple. The frank freshness, vitality, and optimism regular breaks provide enriches. That's glory. We can see better, and we're seeing better. Let's talk about ways to get weekend vibe at work to refresh and revitalize during the course of a business day. Before we discuss that, a quote from Jean-Paul Gaultier, the fashion designer. That's one of the more creative. I start each collection thinking how I can refresh my classics. That's his quote. Okay, and so again, you have the opportunity to pause here, have 10-minute discussions, and then begin again for the third segment. I was going to talk about, if we were live on Periscope, the groove of Monday through Friday, causing that groove to go into the brain, and then the weekend groove, causing that groove to go into the brain. And so that we develop, I think, our body rhythms for having the Monday through Friday, or whatever that is to you, your 5 days a week, and then your 2 days off, the overall rhythm of your life, how that could be. And if you work through the weekends, how that could throw off natural rhythms to things, and how it really does. It's not just, I think, a need for weekend in business, but a necessity. And so, anyhow, I hope you'll be able to explore those topics on your own, and maybe join in future roundtables on Periscope when I get Periscope working again, and we can explore those issues further, because it is an ongoing roundtable in the sense that we build on what we learn at past roundtables for future roundtables. Okay, and just for betterment. All right, so the break, and then back for the third segment. And that was, hopefully you've had an ability to discuss some of the ways you can get weekend vibes at work in Mighty Mini Power-Ups. Okay, so third segment, talking points. What if business went free? So really, we owe this all to ourselves, to our communities, because like I was realizing when deciding to take idea suggestions for upcoming roundtables, all business is one business. When we're performing our tasks with ease, open to new ideas, sporting top-of-game attitudes, the results get more glorious too. So picture your business output in all its glory without the regular confines. Relaxed packaging, wind in the sails, S-A-L-E-S. No cares in the world. What would be your top performers? What directions might your business expand? You might set new goals, but you might not. You might just picture it for the picturing of it. And while that's fine as well, some of that comes out in your work. When you've spent time visioning healthy growth potentials emerge. By thinking of weekend for business, we're not advocating everyone have target markets of surfers and snorkelers, but let's see for a moment what weekends really give us. Let's imagine fun, rest, and relaxation for business. Maybe that can mean no money demands. Like for ourselves, where we choose to spend our off time, we certainly wouldn't charge for our time. Samely, we wouldn't expect to pay to enjoy our favorite friends' time or charge our family fees by the hour. So sanely, as we think weekend for ourselves, can we imagine weekend for business? All businesses free each week? Not in actually proposing it, just an exercise of perusal. I know in America, we hear of Europe being so much kinder and more civilized to its workers. So like that, as easy breezy, la-di-da perusal. If free each week were something we all grew up with, it wouldn't even be spectacular, it'd just be great, so picture that. Maybe. No rushes at counters like the pandemonium free goods here by the week might spark, but simply regimented cool. Even before imagining your own products as free, try imagining this in the world. What it would mean, where you might shop. What would you want? Would opportunities open for yourself, your loved ones, your neighborhood, your future? When picturing more personal for your own business, how might yours liberate itself and in so doing, liberate the world? How might business liberate when thinking free? Is all business really one business? And was one business really all? First, a quote from Benjamin Franklin before we discuss. Where liberty dwells, there is my country. 10 minutes to discuss, give business a break. Third talking points. Free. Time, product, we the people, our companies. Okay, so at this point, I hope you can enjoy 10-minute discussions and feel free to join our future roundtables. We look forward to meeting up on Periscope. one last point I'd like to give on the topic that you can keep in you can discuss in your discussions or not, was something I wanted to mention in the discussions if Periscope had gone live. And that was about how I noticed the decline in what I personally think is work performance, but I could be wrong and I could be biased. But it seems to me that while I know they say the trends are still going strong in expecting more time from our workers in terms of they work longer today than ever, I don't know how that measures out in quality of work, because I notice, but I know I've heard it when I was young in the workplace as well. I remember hearing, whatever happened to, not in my workplaces, it wasn't a reflection of me. I feel like I've always done a good job at what I've worked at, wherever I've worked. Definitely, I've always done my best, and I've always had standards of excellence. But I don't see the same anymore. And I feel like I'm one that used to hear that old phrase, like, where has all the good workers gone? Where have all the good workers gone? It's like I remember people used to complain that there's just they don't make things the way they used to, things aren't done the way that they used to be. And I wonder if anyone sees that as true, and I'm going to maybe look for some research on the topic. Because I think it does speak to the fact that breaks are needed. And when we have a proper balance, our performance and output is better. I think it is measurable, and I think it does speak for itself. But in any case, that's my personal opinion, but personal professional opinion. Okay, so once again, thank you for joining. Best wishes for your own discussions. Take care.